This afternoon, the Lady Spartans, 1-7 on the season, take on the Greensburg Lady Pirates. Will the Lady Spartans walk away with their second win? Stay tuned on this Spartan Sports presentation on TV3. Good afternoon and hello everyone. This is Latarian Harrison with Nathan Shaw, and we welcome you to the Spartan Bowl and this game between the Greensburg Lady Pirates and the Lady Spartans. So Nathan, before we get into all the stats, let's kick it off to the interview with head coach Michelle Hartner.
My name is Nathan Shaw, and this is Coach Michelle Harder, the coach for the Lady Spartans varsity team. Coach, this is your first year coaching with the Spartans. What was your plan coming into the season?
Well, a big part this year was just getting the girls to feel comfortable with a completely different system, coming in, working just on fundamentals, and just getting them used to the type of intensity level that I'm looking for with them. And I've seen them improve from day one until now, and that's just what I was looking for to come in and get the girls ready to go.
Greensburg is 7-1 this season, and they're on a 3-game win streak, I believe. What's the plan for attack tonight's game?
Well, Greensburg, they're big, they're quick, so the big thing for us tonight is just playing physical, making sure that we're strong with the basketball, and then defensively communicating, bumping their cutters, and when shots go up, make sure that we're boxing out and only allowing them one opportunity.
Following the loss against Union County on Wednesday, what's been the focus since then?
Well, a big thing for us, our defense is starting to get there. We're seeing our defense improve and get where we want it to be. Still things to work on. But the big thing for us offensively is catching the ball every time, being in good athletic position, ready to make sure that we're ready to pass the ball, we're ready to shoot the ball, and attack if need be. So just being strong with the basketball has been our focus the last couple days.
Well, good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Pre-game is brought to you by Union Savings and Loans, is an old community bank founded in Connorsville in 1892 and still locally owned and operated today. They hold offices in Greenfield and will soon open a location in Rushville. Union Savings Loans offers hometown services with great rates on CDs, deposit accounts, and local loan approvals. When you're in need of financing, they also have a trust department. Union Savings and Loan is truly Connorsville's hometown bank. Union Savings and Loans, people you know, neighbors you trust. So Nathan, the Lady Spartans are 1-7 in the season right now, and they're looking for their second win tonight. Greensburg, though, is 7-1 in their season, and they're actually ranked 15th in conference. So it's going to be a pretty tough game. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, the Spartans have had a tough stretch so far. 1-7 this season. A new coach on the season, and their only game they've caught so far was against Centerville, which in past matchups have been a pretty easy matchup for the Spartans to go against.
Correct.
And Greensburg has faced a lot of tough teams this season, coming out on top, allowing 26 points at fewest.
Really, and like the coach said, Greensburg has a really tough team, fast. She was talking about in the interview. So how do we think the Spartans should play tonight, or how can we expect them to play tonight?
Oh, well, Greensburg plays well on the defensive end as well as the offensive end. We're watching pregame shoot-around right now. They look like pretty well-rounded shooters, and the Spartans have had a tough stretch from the three-point arc. So they've just got to figure a way out to get inside and just to outscore them any way they can to play well on defense.
Yeah, play physical, right? Play physical.
Right.
So what are the starting lineups looking like for both teams?
For the Greensburg Pirates, the starting lineup includes Taylor Cooney, Aaliyah Evans, Melina Wickinson, Micah Morrison, Anna West. And for the Spartans includes Paige Dunaway, Elise Matney, Sarah Rubel, Brittany Bodley, and Miranda Cranfield.
Well, it looks like Greensburg has a lot of juniors on their starting lineup, as I can see. What's Connorsville looking like?
We have a more younger lineup with the freshman starting point guard and then Paige, a sophomore, starting shooting guard. but after that it follows up with juniors and seniors. So compared to Greensburg, they're a more experienced team than ours, as you can see. So
Yeah, but our ladies also have quite a bit of games. They've been working with a new coach, working on team chemistry and all that. So I believe that although we're a young team, that we still have a chance.
correct. In the past game, Sarah Rubel shot 1 for 11 against Anderson. That's the closest stats we've gotten so
She's
far.
the freshman, right?
She's
so she's
the
a powerhouse in of itself.
Yeah,
Right?
she plays well on the defensive end. I believe she's averaging around 1 steal per game, and so she's playing well on the defensive end with 3.5 boards per game as well.
Yeah, that's really great to see a freshman coming up here and competing with all of these older and experienced basketball players, which is always great to see.
Yeah, and the other younger player, Paige Dunaway, she's averaging 8.7 points per game, the top scorer on the team with 2 assists. So you can see she's a well-rounded player.
Yeah, they are very well-rounded. What I can see from our stats, some of our stats, we definitely don't want to get fouled. We don't have too many good free throw shooters, so we might struggle at that line. But it does look like Brittany Bottomley has a 75% chance, so if anybody wants to be at that line, we want Brittany.
Yeah.
Brittany there. She's also a sophomore, I believe, so still a pretty young team.
Yeah, she's a well scorer coming off the bench as well. She plays. The whole team plays well defensively. It's just so far scoring's been our weak spot this season. As we've seen in past games, Paige and Sarah shot 1 for 11 on the field, along with other players shooting pretty lowly, 1 for 5 and 1 for 6. So scoring has been tough for us this season.
Yes, sir. I believe we're about to do our starting lineup, and it's always nice to see the crowd that the opposite team brings in, and as well as our hometown crowd. It's always real nice to see this. Definitely a love for basketball, a definite passion.
Yeah, in the past games, they started out the season against New Palestine, where they lost 68-17, which was the first game with Coach Harder. And in the first quarter, New Palestine scored Connersville 24-1, so you could see it was a very slow first quarter for the Spartans, but they came back in the second, brought it closer within 2 points, 7-5. And overall that game, the freshman for New Palestine scored very well, 14, 6 assists and 7 rebounds.
Really?
So at the beginning of the season, it looked like defense was a little bit lacking there, but we
Yeah,
watched
but
past.
it's always adjusting, right? They got to adjust their defense to each team, so that was just an adjustment factor, I think.
When I talked with Coach Harder, she also told me that defense has increased a lot over the past few games.
All right, we have the national anthem. Oh, not the national anthem. Excuse me. Just our lineup.
But anyways, to go on with this, so that game, defense was adjusting, as she told me. She said defense has improved a lot, and we saw against Centerville, Paige scored very well off fast break, converting well. Good amount of steals as well. We don't have those, but
Which is fine. I always love this little ceremony for the starting lineup when boys and girls basketball. If anything gets you in the mood for basketball, I think this right here would get you in the mood.
Yeah, you look into the cheer block, the crowd's always getting excited. Yes, sir. Families are getting excited. Just a tradition in Connersville.
Yes, basketball definitely is in our roots, wouldn't you say?
And the starting lineup has Paige Dunaway at shooting guard, and she's a well-rounded scorer. The coach plays her about everywhere they can, and you can tell, as I mentioned, she's leading the team in scoring with 8.7 points per game. But she had a tough stretch at the beginning of the season, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
But she's starting to bring it back, learning her role on the team, along with every other player.
I talked to Bailey Schneider before the game, actually, just to get a little bit of background on her. Looks like Coach just puts her anywhere. She's kind of like a jack of all trades, which is kind of unique. She's not tied down to any position. She varies, so that's kind of something to look out for. Right.
Bailey's also a very good scorer.
We have the national anthem.
As we honor America, today our national anthem played by the CHS Pep Band.
All right, Nathan, I've got to say, you got to love the band for being able to play that. It's definitely a wonderful thing.
Yeah, as we were talking about Bailey before we went into the national anthem, we were talking about how she's an all-around player, and she's been coming off the bench the past few games. But she's averaged 5.3 points so far this season with 2 rebounds and 0.8 steals per game.
Which is quite the point. All right, so we're going to start off with our tip-off. Looks like Elise Matney is going to tip off for the Spartans. Yep.
Yeah, Elise has been averaging 4 rebounds on the season, the top rebounder for the team, so you can see where she's playing well.
Tip-off. Lady Spartan. Oh, okay, Greensburg's in possession. And that's an out of bounds. All right.
Yeah, it's unusual to see from Greensburg to fumble the ball like that, but
yeah, they're definitely a fast team, as Coach pointed out. So the Spartans are definitely going to have to play defense very slow and methodically.
Yeah, you can see where they're playing the full court press right now. They're a very fast team. You'd say how they're just trapping our Spartans right now.
Yes. Off to Sarah Rubel. Back to Brittany Bottomley. Brittany's struggling to drive in, and that's Greensburg's possession.
See if they can throw out the fast break.
Okay, that's sent over to Paige Dunaway. So you can see this is definitely going to be a fast-paced game. Oh, barely missed layup by Miranda Cranfield.
Yeah, she's been playing well this season at the center position. You can tell that's definitely where she fits.
The layup by Greensburg. Brittany throws into Paige Dunaway and back to Brittany and over to Rubel.
Yeah, this is unusual to see at the beginning of the game with a full court press like this.
Oh, and Elise barely misses the pass. But it makes Greensburg in possession.
But you can see how the full court press is working out for them. They're just trapping us, and we don't quite know what to do.
Very aggressive. Like I said, young teams got to learn. They're going to adjust to their opponents, as Coach would say. But Greensburg is definitely showing their speed and their strength as the Spartans are adjusting to.
They also have a lot more height against Connorsville. I believe one of their players is actually 6'1",
which is very tall.
Yes,
very tall. All right, so we have Greensburg at the free throw. They've been fouled, number 42, which is Anna West. Greensburg makes the free throw. That puts Greensburg up 3 points and the Spartans down 0. Okay, the Spartans are in possession as there's Sarah. Wow, Greensburg is definitely showing their speed and that they can handle the ball. And that's another layup by...
Yeah, although they're outscoring us so far, we're playing well defensively. We trapped them a lot. It's just our offense isn't matching theirs.
Yes, our offense needs to adjust to their speed and aggressiveness.
That was a nice pass.
Yeah, Miranda Cranfield. There's a layup by Miranda Cranfield.
Right. Yeah, Miranda knows where her position is. We've watched past games. She stays around the inside, and she knows how to get around the other players in the other teams.
All right, Brittany Bottomley up the line, throws into Rubel. They're definitely using Sarah's agility to their advantage. She, although being a young player, is in possession of the ball quite a bit, as we can see.
Yeah, it's very unusual to see a young player, especially freshman, start for a varsity team.
All right, again, Brittany's at the line. Going to throw in to Sarah Rubel again. Greensburg's in possession now. And another layup by Greensburg. Like you said, our offense is lacking a little bit, but it's a learning curve.
Yeah, Sarah, she's been playing point, but at the beginning of the season, she had a tough stretch, as we were talking about New Pal earlier. In their first game, she had 12 turnovers against New Pal, with Bailey Schneider falling behind with 7.
Brittany throwing in once again. Out to Beckner. There they are still.
Yeah, as Greensburg, you hope that you don't take Brittany to the free throw line. As we said, she's the...
Yeah, she's got the 75%. There's another layup by Greensburg.
And 1.
That puts the score. Greensburg 9 and the Lady Spartans at 2. Again, it's still a young game. Anything can happen, so we just hope that the ladies keep their heads up and don't be discouraged.
There's still 3 quarters to go. We see many games like this where at the first quarter, team falls behind, and then they come back right after halftime.
Such as New Pal's game, actually. The ladies had a game like this facing New Pal. All right, that's number 40. Shoots a free throw.
Yeah, they
makes it. All right. Dunaway throws to Cranfield. Cranfield passes to Matney, but it was a kind of a power pass and kind of just slipped through Cranfield's hands, unfortunately. All right, that makes Greensburg in possession.
Yeah, a lot of turnovers from the Spartans here early. That's
and like you can expect a lot of turnovers when both teams are kind of aggressive and when Greensburg's very fast. All right, that's a 3-pointer by number 32 from Greensburg. They pass the ball to Cranfield. Cranfield to Beckner. Beckner shoots. McKee and makes it. It's another 2 points for Spartans. Greensburg's in possession. Passes to 32. Lays up, makes it. This is definitely a fast-scoring game. And that is a timeout.
Yeah, we've seen so far, the Spartans have played slow off of turnovers, and that really hasn't been, that's been more of their problem than past few games with field goal percentages.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Like I said, I'm sure the coach is pulling them aside, talking about what they need to do. Assessing the situation with how aggressive Greensburg's playing so far. All right, we're coming back in out of timeout. All right, Brittany Bottomley once again throwing in.
Yeah, Brittany's played well for the team so far this season. She started the past 3 games, and I believe she followed up this game as well. Yes, she did.
Yes. Oh, wow. A great pass by number 30 to 32 for Greensburg. That was well played. Like I said, the Lady Spartans just need to assess their opponents. They're having trouble keeping a hold of the ball. Again, which is something they've got to adjust to because of an aggressive game.
Yeah, you can see around that pass over there,
right,
that IQ was...
That's Elise Matney at the free throw. Elise Matney has a 25% free throw average, so not the best, not the worst, though. So, and we'll take points where we can get it. All right. That's a substitution for Greensburg, number 14, Rose Morrison. All right, Elise shooting her second free throw. There we go, and it makes it. Okay, that puts the Spartans at 5 and Greensburg at 17. There we are, another aggressive drive down the lane by Greensburg. Well played. Dunaway has the ball.
Yeah, they're
passes to Matney. Matney passes to Cranfield. Cranfield. Okay, yeah, that puts Cranfield at the free throw line this time, and Cranfield has a 55% free throw average, so that's looking better.
Yeah, we're getting in the line, but we're not able to convert very well, as we see both her and Elise missed their free throws so far.
Yes, missed their first, but the second one. There we are. They've both made both sections, so that's 2 free throws on the night with Elise and Cranfield. Greensburg's in possession. Passes to 32, back to 20, back to 40, or to 32. Again, Spartans are really showing their defense now. They're kind of adjusted to their player or their opponents. And that was a 3-pointer by number 32.
Yeah, they got to be able to get on that 3. Otherwise, I mean, 3 points. You definitely don't want to give that up.
The Spartans are. Excuse me.
Yeah, so far Miranda leads.
It's a timeout.
Foles Flooring. You'll find the answer to your every flooring need at Foles Flooring. Yes, Foles Flooring has a large selection of carpet, vinyl, laminates, hardwoods, and luxury vinyl tiles. You'll receive a free estimate on your choice of flooring, plus expert installation. Their friendly staff will help you through the entire process. Foles Flooring also provide bathroom upgrades, remodeling, and custom shower system services. Find Foles Flooring on 301 Beach Street in Connersville, Indiana. Call 765-692-0800 today.
Coming back in from a 30-second timeout, and I believe Greensburg is in possession of the ball. All right, number 14 throws into 20. Again, they need to put pressure on 32. They can't be leaving her open. So far, she's been pretty decent at shooting at the top of the key and shooting those three-pointers.
Yeah, we've been closing out well on the three. We've been playing more of a zone, but now you can see they're playing up on Greensburg.
All right, that's another three-pointer shot by number 40. Number 40. That would be Micah. All right, Dunaway. Spartans in possession of the ball. Dunaway.
Yeah, Dunaway plays well as a ball handler usually.
It was a turnover to Greensburg, and Greensburg lays up. And that is another layup for Greensburg. Dunaway in possession of the ball again. Again, they're struggling to break that defense. Passes it back out to Dunaway, or Brittany, excuse me. Dunaway in possession of the ball. Shoots. Unfortunately. Rebound by Taylissa and made it. That puts the Spartans at 8 points. Greensburg at 27.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Out of bounds on Greensburg, making Spartans in possession of the ball.
Yeah, with Taylissa getting that rebound, that's great for her with her height. You can tell where she's matched up with Greensburg's height. So.
All right, that was a substitution with Cranfield and Taylissa, putting Rubel and Bailey Schneider back in the game. All right, Dunaway passes to Schneider. Schneider passes into Matney. Matney passes, and unfortunately, Greensburg recovers the ball. There again, Greensburg's just showing their speed.
Yeah, they're converting well off the fast breaks as well.
Yes, they are.
Which has a lot to do with their speed and their strength inside is outsizing us. I mean, you see we're up there contesting. It's just not able to get that hand up there enough.
Into Matney. Matney passes to Rubel. Rubel struggles to break through. Passes back to Bottomley, and Bottomley unfortunately misses, putting Greensburg in possession of the ball.
Yeah, so far neither our shooting percentages nor turnovers are really there.
Yes, okay, that was a nice swap by Paige Dunaway. Sarah Rubel stumbles and puts Greensburg in the possession of the ball. And there it is. That's an out of bounds on Greensburg, putting the Spartans in possession of the ball.
Bailey comes in for the game. As we mentioned, she's shooting 5.3 points per game with 2 rebounds per game.
And she's a jack of all trades. She can play anywhere you need to be.
Yeah,
so that's definitely somebody Greensburg needs to be aware of.
Yeah, you can see right now where she's playing forward. So.
All right, out to Dunaway, over to Bottomley. Back. Okay. Out to Schneider. Schneider over to Rubel. Rubel goes for a layup and makes it, putting the score at Greensburg 29 and the Spartans at 10.
Yep, that's Rubel's first 2 points of the game, converting off that layup.
Hey, and again, a young player, but she's out here competing, which is great to see.
Yeah, she's mentally prepared. She's played AAU before, so
which is great to
there's
hear.
Experience there.
Yep. All right. Number 52 at the foul line. That's Bailey. Bailey of Greensburg shoots her free throw. And it bounces off. All right, that's substitutions. Cranfield and Beckner back in, switching out for Matney and Bottomley.
She hopes to make her second free throw. So.
Yes. All right, and Bailey of Greensburg makes her free throw. Out to Rubel. Spartans are in possession of the ball.
Now, Rubel's a smart player. You could see she was dribbling up the court. She looks around. So you can tell where the IQ is there, because a lot of players you can notice whether or not the IQ is there with the way they bring the ball up.
Out to Dunaway. Dunaway drives. Miranda fails to recover the ball. But looks like Greensburg must have touched it because Spartans are still in possession of the ball. That's Cheyenne Young passing the ball in for the Spartans.
That's her first substitution of the game.
Yes, sir. Okay, here we go. Oh, Cranfield bounces off. Okay, again, off of Greensburg. So that puts Spartans back in for possession. Cheyenne Young, once again, passing in the ball for the Spartans. Again, Greensburg showing good offense, or good defense, excuse me. Out to Beckner. Beckner falls.
Yeah, a lot of clumsiness out here early. You can see on both sides of the court.
Yes, Cheyenne again. Spartans are still in possession of the ball. Oh, Cheyenne throws the ball in and it bounces off of the big goal, it looked like. That's quite unfortunate, but I believe
Again, Spartans ball.
Spartans are still in possession of the ball. Wow.
Yeah, Cheyenne this season has been averaging. She's more of a rebounder with 1.8 rebounds, and then she's averaged 0.8 points per game, so you can tell. But she's coming off the bench, so that's not bad for coming off the bench.
Exactly. So, looks like the Spartans are still in possession of the ball.
Yeah, Cheyenne.
The ref there has a smile on his face as Cranfield passes to Beckner. Beckner drives, passes out to Rubel. Rubel goes for a drive, passes it out to Cheyenne. Cheyenne drives as well. Rubel, Beckner.
Yeah, Rubel barely caught that pass.
Oh.
Looks like it's finally Greensburg's
Yep,
ball.
Greensburg finally has possession. That's number 42 of Greensburg passing in.
That's got to be a relief for them finally be able to get that.
Yes, and here we are. We're going to hopefully the Spartans pay attention to the main scorers of Greensburg and know who to press.
Yeah, you can see there's 16 seconds on the clock, and they're taking up slowly, looking to run some time down. So,
all right, number 20 passes to 14, back to 20. 20 goes in for a drive, and that makes Spartans in possession of the ball. And then 20. Wow, that was quite the turnover. That happened so fast. And that's first quarter down, the score being Greensburg at 30 and the Spartans at 10. Again, we've talked about it. You don't let the first quarter determine how the game's actually going to play. It's still a young game. Like we said, new PAL, the same thing happened, but the ladies ended up making a comeback in the second period.
So far, it's a very one-sided game, though. So, but hopefully they can turn around this quarter and outscore them on the stretch.
All right. One of our sponsors, Mancino's Pizza and Grinders. The place to eat in Connorsville is Mancino's Pizza and Grinders on 303 West 30th Street. Dine inside, carry out, or eat at home or work. Delivery from Mancino's is always free. The number to call is 825-6155. Choose from a vast menu, even a special menu for the youngsters. Choose the house specialty, the Great Spartan Classic. Enjoy the sport atmosphere by viewing all the Spartan sports memorabilia. Mancino's Pizza and Grinders open daily, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Call your local Rand Pizzeria at 825-6155.
Yeah, so far, Tylissa Beckner leads all scorers for the Spartans with 4 points coming off the bench. So she's playing well. She's being an instigator for offense.
Again, she's a senior on the team. So
yes,
she has that experience, exactly. Okay, Greensburg is in possession of the ball. Number 14 of Greensburg passes in to 40.
Yeah, we talked about before the game, Greensburg is a very well-rounded team offensively, defensively. I mean, their mindset's there. 7-1 this season. Held teams to 26 points fewest, so.
There was number 50 under the basket to receive. Spartans are in possession of the ball. Dunaway passes to Rubel. Rubel drives in. Goes for layup, unfortunately misses. Greensburg's in possession. Again, we're hoping to see that the game slows down just a little bit as both teams are adjusting to the offense and defense can increase. So Sarah Rubel, Greensburg just barely swats the ball out.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing well defensively right now. Just you can tell where they're looking to go on that stretch, especially off the fast break. So
That is a foul on the Spartans, putting number 30, Aaliyah Evans, to the free throw. That's a substitution. Beckner for Cranfield.
yeah, as we mentioned, Beckner's leading all of them in 4 points so far after that first quarter. So hopefully she can come in and do some more in the second.
Yeah. Greensburg shoots their foul and makes it, putting the score at 33.
Yeah, you got to look. With it being second quarter so far, there's still plenty of time to go. It's just a matter of if they can go on that stretch and carry it on throughout the game.
Exactly, and that they keep a positive mindset and the right determination. It's a shot by Bottomley, unfortunately missed, putting Greensburg in possession of the ball.
Yeah, in basketball, anything can happen. I mean, 20-point lead could go down to a 5-point lead, and then the other team end up taking that 5-point lead back. It's just basketball's a game of
Matt needs to cover the ball. Dunaway dribbles down the court. Out to Beckner. Back to Dunaway.
Yeah, we mentioned
out to Rubel.
Rubel and Dunaway led the team in turnovers against New Pal with 12 and 7. So, but they've been a lot better off that with the game against Centerville. And Dunaway was leading all scores.
Okay. The Lady Spartans, again, still struggling with Greensburg's defense. Like you said, they're well-rounded. They know what they want. They know how to execute it. That's just what the Spartans need to do. They know what they want. They just need to execute it.
Yeah, Dunaway brings it inside also very well.
That's a throw-in. Possession is the Spartans. Rubel over into Bottomley. Bottomley out to Dunaway. Out to Rubel.
This is a very one-sided game so far. Greensburg is ranked 15
in their conference, right?
Yeah, correct. And with Connersville ranked, I believe, 77. So you can tell where the odds are in Greensburg's favor.
Like you said, Greensburg, they're 7-1 on the season. They've been playing pretty tough games.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell where the odds are in their favor, but I mean, we've seen upsets before, so
exactly the underdogs.
Everybody loves a good upset.
Exactly. So Greensburg's in possession of the ball, 40. They need to be aware of 14. They can't leave her open like that. She's been making
she's been playing well off the three.
Yes, she has.
Yeah, that's one thing Connersville struggles on. They shot 2 for 10 on 3 against Decatur High School a few weeks ago. So
Spartans are in possession of the ball. That's a substitution. Bailey for Dunaway. So there we go. Bailey Schneider's getting her playtime again, giving Dunaway a break.
Yeah, she's fitting into that role, how we said. She's an all-around player. She plays any position the coach wants her at. Right now she's playing guard, right where Paige was playing, and earlier when she came in, she was playing forward. So, which
is really showing that the diversity of Bailey's capability of basketball, which is great to have on a team.
Yeah, that's key in having a bench is someone that can play any position, play well off any position, and she's a second best scorer with 5.3 points per game, and with her coming off the bench, it's very well.
That's a turnover, and Greensburg's in possession. 30 there is just showing her strength and her speed as she just kind of drives down the lane and scores another layup.
Yeah, the Spartans have gotten their hands up.
That's a timeout.
Don's Auto Sales and Tires. Don's Auto Sales and Tires on 126 West 2nd Street gives you the very best deals on tires. Don's has all the major brands available in all price ranges. Looking for a reliable tire and auto sales business? Well, you're in luck because Don's has been in business for over 40 years. Don's has a large selection of quality pre-owned cars ranging from $1,000 to $3,000. If you're looking for tires or a quality car, call Don's Auto Sales and Tires at 825-7730.
As we come in, we've still got 5 minutes on the clock, and 5 minutes is a lot of time, as we saw yesterday in the boys' game. Quite the intense match. Rushville actually scored 6 points in 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah, they brought it very close.
So that there is just living proof that anything can happen in basketball, as you were saying. So, so we hope something like that can happen for the Spartans, the Lady Spartans.
As you're talking about that, they're leading by 11 going into the fourth, and after that, just became a very close game. So we hope that the Spartans can
score for Greensburg is 35, leaving the Spartans at 10, which is a 25-point difference. But if you really look at that in basketball terms, that's not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, how we're talking about. So Greensburg's just bringing it inside very easily. They're having a hard time getting inside, but when they bring it in there, they're just getting those shots up and making every one. And we're having our hands up. It's just they're out.
We're failing to execute. We know, like
Yeah.
I said, we know what we want. We're a young team. We just need to execute it and get that team chemistry. You
Yeah.
can see the Spartans have struggled. Okay, that was a dive. That was quite the aggressive play, but there we've seen great sportsmanship. Greensburg helping the Spartans up. That's what we love to see.
I mean, like how we were talking about earlier, weak on turnovers. There was another one off of Rubel, and then Ty fought for the ball, which is very smart as a player.
Yes. Okay, that puts Greensburg in possession of the ball. Again, our ladies need to make sure we're putting pressure on 32 and 14. Okay, 14's been subbed out, so that leaves one less threat on the court.
Yeah, it's I mean, you see the game of basketball is being revolutionized with three-pointers. That's been a primary thing. You look out in the yards, going down the street, and you see little kids. All they're doing is shooting threes.
There we see the Greensburg playing the aggressiveness, getting right there, not afraid to grab the ball through passes.
Yeah, like how we were talking about three-pointers, you can tell where Greensburg is influenced by the three. I mean, most of their shots that came off
There
of
was
that.
Sarah, she drove, but unfortunately missed. That puts Greensburg in possession. Again. Oh. Like I said, right there we see that Greensburg's their speed and their strength lets them set up so fast. When there's that turnover, we can already see Greensburg on the other side of the court set up for whatever they're going to be doing.
Height is also definitely there for Greensburg. I mean, you can tell.
Sarah Rubel's being subbed out with Cheyenne Young. Oh, no, Cheyenne Young subs out for bottom lane. Excuse me.
Yeah, you can see where height is there. Greensburg is like outsized to opposed to Spartans, so.
All right, 40. There we go. Wow. We know that the Greensburg has the strength to be shooting outside the key, so we need to be aware of that and can't leave them open. All right, Spartans are in possession of the ball.
Yeah, this is Cheyenne's second substitution in the game, so.
Which is good. Dunaway again. She's back in the game. Dunaway showing some of her footwork. Out to Schneider. Schneider back to Dunaway. Dunaway struggling to get 20 off of her. And you can see the great defense by Greensburg.
You can also see the incredible handles from Dunaway. I mean, she's just bringing everywhere around the arc.
Oh, that was a swab by 32. 32 lays up, makes it. Putting the score for Greensburg, 37, and the Spartans still at 10. But the ladies need to keep that positive outlook.
Yeah, fast break, it's just we're having a hard time getting off of that. I mean, you saw that steal, turnovers, and
Schneider under the basket, and Greensburg grabs the ball. And there again, speed. Greensburg definitely has the speed like we were talking about.
you know, she took it straight to the teeth of the defense, so.
All right. That was a foul.
Yeah, we saw 32.
So that puts 32.
Wickison.
All right, Wickison shoots. And it just bounced up there.
Yeah, she converted off the fast break steal earlier when we saw she just swapped it away from the defense, so.
Yes.
She scored prior to this, so she
shoots her second shot and makes it.
So far, Greensburg is on a 5-0 run, I believe.
All right, but there's still hope for the Spartans. It's a young game.
Hopefully.
All right, Paige Dunaway to Cheyenne Young. Cheyenne shoots, misses, puts Greensburg in possession. Greensburg passes down. 32 is right there to receive, and that's another point.
She's just finishing well on the inside. I mean, you see she's just laying it up.
We know who our threats are, 20, 32, 40. Those are the big plays to be looking out for. They're scoring quite a bit for Greensburg.
Yeah,
right. Spartans.
Right now it's hard to play defense on them. I mean, you can see they can make the three, they can finish inside, even with the hand in their face. So it's just, you got to understand the way to trap them down the court, maybe convert off some steals. It's just a matter of how we outplay them.
All right. Okay, Spartans are in possession of the ball. Paige Dunaway throwing it in.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, the Spartans, their game against Decatur High School,
Dunaway out to Cheyenne. Cheyenne misses, but is she going to recover the ball? Unfortunately, no, and Greensburg's right there.
See her teammates help her up there.
That's great. We saw good sportsmanship Tylissa had, or tried to help them up. So that's another foul on the Spartans, putting number 30, Aaliyah Evans again at the free throw. Evans shoots, makes it.
That's her first points of the game, I believe.
Yep. So that puts the Greensburg Pirates, the Lady Pirates, up by 31 points to the Spartans. All right, both free throws. So that's nice to see. All right, Spartans are in possession of the ball. All right, Paige Dunaway. Pressing down the court, out to Rubel.
Yeah, field goal percentages haven't been there. We've seen this very similar early in the season with 8 out of 44 shots made against Decatur High School. So
here we see Paige's handling and ball skills definitely coming in handy. There we go. All right, Greensburg in effect, and there we are. Number 32, always there.
Yes.
Always there. She has immense speed. Definitely a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, Wickerson, she's
30-second timeout.
She's an incredible converter.
All right. Now in its 43rd year of assisting buyers and sellers of residential, farm, and commercial properties in all of East Central Indiana is American Heritage Realty. The staff here are knowledgeable and experienced real estate brokers and are ready to provide you with expert advice when you are buying and selling real estate. American Heritage is located on 603 West 30th Street in Connersville, Indiana. Don't forget to call American Heritage Realty for your realty needs at 765-825-1103. So again, see, the ladies are keeping that positive attitude up, although being down by 34 points. Still, again, young. We have a minute and a half on the clock. The Spartans are in possession.
I mean, the key to right now is they got to keep their head up. You got 1:30 left for the half, and you got to come into the next half looking forward to come out. Even if it's still a loss, you got to show some sort of great finish.
Greensburg in possession. Again, they have to be pushing 32. Okay, there we go. That was well played by the Spartans. All right, Sarah Rubel playing very aggressive, drives, shoots, unfortunately misses, but Tylus is there to recover the ball. Out to Schneider. Schneider there. Out to Tylissa. Tylissa shoots and she makes it. That's Tylissa's first three-pointer? Or was that was inside the key? That was a two-pointer, excuse me.
Yeah, Tylissa still leads all scorers with 7 points.
All right, there's 50 seconds on the clock. Can the Spartans close the gap? All right, Paige Dunaway. Out to Sarah Rubel. Oh, Sarah Rubel.
Close to another steal for
Beckner.
Greensburg.
Beckner drives in, passes, and unfortunately, Greensburg's there to recover the ball. There's 32. 32 lays up again. All right, the Spartans are in possession. 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, Wickerson so far is unstoppable. She has 10 points this game out of 46.
So that was a foul on Greensburg. So that puts Bailey at the free throw. Like we said, if we want anybody there. Schneider actually has a 58% chance. Okay, that's our 58% free throw average. So that's good. So we want to see if number 12 can do this. Close that gap. Every point counts.
Yeah, Schneider's a well-rounded shooter. I mean, she plays well on the three-point, so.
And 32's right.
Just brings in again. That's 12 points for Wickerson.
7 seconds on the clock. Rubel has the ball. Oh. Okay, Greensburg's in possession of the ball. That was a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear they almost got another one there. And you can hear Greensburg's
definitely
bench.
their crowd, yes.
Oh, yeah, their bench was going insane over that one.
All right, well, that brings us into halftime. All right, the Eye Center of Connersville provides vision care for every member of your family. This includes treatments for eye diseases and injuries. Just one of its many services. Services that include glasses, contacts, frames, sunglasses for every budget. Scheduling an appointment is as easy as calling 825-6000. located on 204-5 Virginia Avenue. Again, as we enter halftime, the score is Greensburg at 48 and the Lady Spartans at 12. A decent gap, but nonetheless, we're halfway through the game. They still have.
I mean, in all honesty, it's going to be very hard to come back. It's 36-point deficit. That's incredibly hard to come back from. But I mean, just the hope is as of right now, I mean, you got to look at it as, in all honesty, there might not be any hope that we win this.
but we have to keep that positive outlook.
You got to keep it
right?
positive
because anything can happen in basketball.
I mean, as long as no matter if you feel like you're going to lose or not, you have to finish strong, and it's a matter of finishing strong rather than just playing through that. So,
all right, we have the Spartanettes performing their halftime show. As always, very good dancers.
Urban Winkler Funeral Home in Connersville and Liberty is a family-owned funeral home that considers it an honor to be selected to care for a family member at the time of passing. The friendly staff at Urban Winkler Funeral Home pledges to care for all your family needs to the best of their ability. There's 2 locations to serve you, Connersville at 513 West 8th Street, and in Liberty, 310 North Main Street.
All right. All right, we'll come back after the break. Are we clear?
This is Nathan Shaw with the SSN 10-1. Today we have Brittany Bottomley, a sophomore, for the varsity basketball team. Brittany, you've started 3 games so far this season. What was your first start like?
I was nervous, but I was ready to play.
Did you expect to start it all this season?
No.
What do you think? Why do you think the coach allowed you to start?
I've been practicing harder and going harder in games, and I've been proving myself.
You guys are 1-7 so far this season. What do you hope the team improves overall?
I hope we improve better on offense and shooting percentages.
You've scored, you've averaged 3.5 rebounds per game and 0.8 steals per game. So what's encouraged that?
I just go hard when someone else goes hard on the team, and we just work better together.
Has there anything that the coach has told you defensively that has really stuck to you?
To stay low, even though I don't, but I need to.
You've averaged 75% on free throws so far this season. Is that something you've been working on in the off season?
Yes, we work on it every day in practice and off season. Sorry.
That was SSN 10-1. Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
So, Nathan, the last home game was against Mount Vernon. What was the score looking like there?
So against Mount Vernon, Connersville was weak, only scoring 9 points for the whole game. 8 of those were in the fourth, and first was off a free throw from Sarah Rubel in the first quarter. So
again, the youngster still showing that although she's young, she still has the same experience.
3 years to improve. I mean, by senior year, she could come out. She's got that varsity experience already now. She's got a taste of what it's like.
Exactly, which is very unusual for a freshman to be on varsity on any team.
Yeah, starting varsity, she's got 3 years to come out there and
refine those basketball skills. Again, she's playing great offense, great defense. So Sarah Rubel's definitely somebody to keep in our minds as we continue on through the season.
Yeah, that game, if you watched it, Mount Vernon, they were playing very well from the arc and mid-range in the third. It was insane. It seemed like every shot they took from mid or the arc, it was just going in no matter what. And shooting percentages were weak that game, though, against Mount Vernon. As Dunaway shot 1 for 11, so you could tell they were getting the shots up. They just weren't being able to convert those. But that was the least amount of shots they took in the game, with 28 shots taken over. And Beckner led the turnovers to 7.
Yes. So as we see, the Spartans are still struggling to adjust to the sheer strength and speed that Greensburg is holding. I definitely think that Greensburg's playing quite different than the other teams that the Spartans are used to playing.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, Greensburg is ranked 15th in their conference, and they've been playing hard teams, quite difficult teams, and their score this season so far is 7-1. So definitely there's good competition on the court right now for the Spartans. Definitely good experience.
But yeah, if this gives you any outlook on how good Greensburg is, they're ranked 56 in the state, and then they're 15th in our conference. So I mean, that's just insane at that level to be playing this well.
Exactly, but again, great competition to have for the Spartans to kind of get that under their belt. Good experience. So I definitely think this is overall a good game for the Spartans to play.
Yeah, Decatur's played not Decatur, sorry, my bad. Greensburg's played very well, though. As we mentioned, they held teams to 26 points at fewest, which is great defensively.
All right. Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all of your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connersville, Indiana. Call 825-511 for your local insurance. Again, the band's definitely something that I definitely enjoy. They're always there to hype it up no matter what the outcome of the game is. Definitely a good support system to have. Got 3.5 minutes on the halftime.
Yeah, let's talk about, if you were the coach, what would you do differently to change up for the second half?
I would definitely, our ladies need to play a little bit better on our defense. Again, 40, 14, and 32, definitely very aggressive players. So I would be very wary on allowing them to score. So I'd definitely be working on our defense in the second half.
Yeah, a 3-2 zone might be the way to go, closing out on 3 and having 2 inside. So that might be the ideal defensive plan to go for. So
exactly, we have three minutes.
I mean, you see Greensburg playing well on the inside, playing well on the 3. It's just a matter of we can get height over them, be able to jump, get our hands up there, make sure they're not converting off that fast break. We'll be good. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments in time. Patience and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Connersville Spartan Sports. Contact your local Edward Jones Financial Advisors, Gina Hartman, David Hornsby, and Gary Reisenberry for your investment needs. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
All right, again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Full Flooring, Mancino's, Don Auto Sale, American Heritage, Eye Center, Herbal & Winker, Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Company, Edwards Jones, Reed Health, George Pharmacy, and FCN Bank. Thank you, sponsors. Oh, so what can you expect? What do you think to see in the third quarter? Or what do you want to see?
What I would like to see is, I mean, right now, it's just high. Their length is better than ours, and it's just, that's going to cause a lot of problem on the offensive end. So as long as you can play well fundamentally, that's an enjoyable game to watch, playing well fundamentally, keeping it passing around. Because, I mean, we notice the ball handlers are taking it up. They're trying to take it through the T through the D, and it's not working out. They're getting blocked. They're getting turnovers. Greensburg's coming right down, bringing down the stretch, scoring off fast break. I mean, you look in the half, 48-12. And that's incredible for a halftime.
That is very incredible. But one thing to do is, or one way to look at the game is, though, although we can't always walk away with a win, we can walk away with experience.
Yes. But yeah, you gain more experience off a loss than a win. I mean, it's obviously nice to have a win, get that feel good.
Reevaluate, see what works, what doesn't. So I believe that there's always a benefit from losing. But there's still hope for the Lady Spartans as the score is 48 for Greensburg. And the Lady Spartans are at 12. In the third quarter, we have 30 seconds left.
Yeah, right now it's just a matter if we can finish strong, give the fans something they want to see. So,
always. Again, basketball is Connersville's roots. It is definitely our roots. Always a great crowd for basketball.
Yeah, you come out to the bowl, it's packed no matter whatever event it is. It's always packed. People love this place. So
Exactly. And it's so nice to have a whole community backing up, be a community so close to the school and the students and the athletes. It's very nice, all because of a common passion.
oh yes, but yeah. So far this game, Tylissa leads all scores for the Spartans at 10 points, or no, 7. My
7
bad.
points, which is very good. Again, she's a senior. We can kind of expect that out of her with all the experience that she has playing basketball. So, come into the third quarter. 8 minutes on the clock. The score is for the Lady Pirates is 48, and the Lady Spartans 12.
Another ideal way to look at this is if they can get to the free throw line, convert off those, and hopefully stop on the
And
different.
kind of slowly close the gap,
yeah.
right? Okay, so the Spartans are in possession of the ball. Dunaway passes to Bottomley. Bottomley to Beckner. Again, Greensburg has great defense, something to always be watchful of. Out to Bottomley. Bottomley to Dunaway.
Yeah, this is Bottomley's 4th start of the season.
Dunaway pushes out. Attempts to drive. Again, passes to Cranfield. Cranfield passes out to Beckner. And out to Dunaway. Again, great defense by Greensburg.
Yeah, they're just trapping out in the arc. I mean, you see Ty, she's going through the defender, coming right into another one. It's just great defense.
Hey, that was a good pass by Dunaway to Matney. Matney, unfortunately, did not score.
Yeah, we're getting the looks we need, just not converting off them. So
Exactly, so that was a good turnover for the Spartans. The Spartans are in possession of the ball. Dunaway to Beckner. It was good. Out to Bottomley.
yeah, you gotta love watching defense. Defense is incredible to see, especially whenever they're converting off the fast break. I mean, when defense turns into offense, that's when the game gets fun. So
Exactly. All right, that's Greensburg in his possession. All right, number 20 out to 32. Again, we have to be careful about leaving 32 open because she's there to score.
yeah, she's a shooter, a finisher, including 40 or 14.
That was a successful score on Greensburg, number 42.
That's her first 2 points of the game.
It's nice to see. Greensburg all around is having scores. Unfortunately, the pass by Dunaway to Bottomley just kind of rolled off.
Yeah, it looked like Brittany wasn't ready completely. You see after that pass went out,
She was quite frustrated.
yeah,
But that's something that our Spartans need to learn from, being aware at all times.
communication, awareness is key.
Yes.
When you're playing a game, I mean, especially basketball, you got to have that communication just right. I mean, along with any other sport, but
Exactly, but especially when you have good competition on the court, you always want good communication because communication beats talent.
oh yeah, communication is incredible. I mean, it's incredible the wonders it can do on court, on the field, or whatever at.
Exactly, so that puts Greensburg in possession of the ball. Number 30, throwing in, that's Aaliyah Evans. Aaliyah passes to 40. Unfortunately, Greensburg, Greensburg missed, and that puts Spartans in possession of the ball.
Yeah, so far this third quarter, it's an even matchup. Both scored 2 points. Greensburg's had a lot of turnovers, so it's looking about like the Spartans in the first.
Again, everybody's tired. Bailey just drives in, unfortunately misses her layup, puts Greensburg in possession of the ball. Number 30, Evans. 32, again, beware. Greensburg, again, having that great communication with the passing and everything. We just wish the Spartans could execute like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, they've been pretty bad on turnovers so far this quarter. That Greensburg has. So.
Okay. All right. That puts Elise up on the free throw, and Elise Matney has a 25% free throw average.
Yeah, this is her second time getting to the line also this game, and we talked about that we'd love to see him get to the free throw line a lot too.
Exactly, because this, like, every point matters, and sometimes a close game comes down to the free throws, and free throws can close gaps. So
Yeah.
In.
Yeah, she's shot 1 for 3 so far in the free throw, so hopefully she can bring it to 2 for 4.
Taking a break. Talis is tying her shoe. All right, Elise Matney lines up. Shoots. Unfortunately misses. Greensburg pushes down the court. Is possession of the ball.
Travel.
Travel by Greensburg. That's what we want to see.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of stuff we want to see, that the Spartans can be in possession of the ball as much as possible.
Yeah, if they're able to play it well defensively and bring it onto advantage for our court.
Exactly. Especially being on home turf.
Oh, yeah.
You see the Spartans have that boost right now because they're on home turf, right?
Yeah, it's home court. I mean, as a player, I mean, you gotta love home court. I mean, you see it everywhere. Players get extremely excited about that. So
It looks like the Spartans are getting ready for 3 substitutions. Just waiting for the time to make those substitutions. Talisa Beckner passes into Matney. Matney passes to Bottomley. Bottomley pushes out and shoots and makes it. Slowly closing the gap.
yeah, I've interviewed with 2 players so far this season, Schneider and Bottomley, and they both mentioned how.
Wow, that was Greensburg taking a shot and they actually missed.
Yeah, they
That was a
both
bounce off
mentioned
the
how
foot
they'd
on
love
Greensburg.
to see how shooting percentages go up. I mean, they both talked about how they've been weak on that. And so, I mean, you hope to see that they can execute that.
All right, Greensburg's in possession, but it bounces off. Putting Spartans in possession of the ball. Okay, there's a substitution. That's Cheyenne, Rubel, and Cranfield out for Matney, Bottomley, and Beckner. Okay, so we're getting a fresh team out there. You know, it's third quarter. All the ladies are tired. Got to give them their breaks.
Yeah, it's key to have a breather, especially in times like this. I mean, they want to be able to play hard and bring it to a close game.
Exactly. Okay, that was a turnover. Greensburg. Again, we have to, like we said, awareness is key. We can't allow for any of that, especially number 32.
Yeah, that was very rare we see her miss a fast break like that. We've seen her convert it with traffic in there as well.
Exactly. And with no pressure, that was quite unfortunate. Okay. Greensburg goes for layup, makes it. That puts the score. The Lady Pirates at 54 and the Lady Spartans at 14.
Yeah, you could watch Evans as she was bringing it up. She was considering whether or not to pass it to Wickerson, and she decided it was her time to shine.
Exactly. We have. Unfortunate, Rubel couldn't get rid of the ball fast enough.
The Spartans played well at the beginning of this quarter. They had a pretty close game, and now you can see that they're starting to slow down.
The Greensburg is starting to pull away. I think the game's starting to take a wear on the Lady Spartans, which is unfortunate to see, but, you know, happens.
Yeah, you hate to see this, but.
All right, 20. Greensburg's in possession of the ball, 24 to 40. Sound like I'm doing quick math. Again, Spartans having great defense right there. Dunaway playing pretty aggressive, but again, we play great defense, but we have to stay aware.
Oh yeah, that was their first 3 in about a quarter or so. That's been a while since they scored a 3.
Okay, Rubel in possession of the ball. There we go. Cheyenne Young out to Schneider. Schneider stops the ball from rolling out. That was great. Reaction. Oh.
Yeah, Cheyenne's got a lot of minutes this game coming off the bench as well as Schneider has. And Rubel and Dunaway have also gotten plenty of minutes starting this game, so you like to see players getting minutes.
All right, that puts Greensburg in possession of the ball. Again, here's where we have to take awareness into account.
Yeah, they're closing out on the 3 so far. They played well on the 3. We see they haven't allowed a 3 in a while. Besides that one, they just let go. So it's well defensive.
That was good on the Spartans' part. Sarah Rubel passes to Schneider. Schneider passes to Cranfield, even though Cranfield was being guarded. That was
Cranfield's been playing center this season, and she's played very well on that. averaging 2.5 points per game and 3.4 rebounds.
Which is very good for a center. All right, very good.
She's also played well in the free throw line as well with 55%.
Miranda. Okay, that was a great recovery by Cranfield. We have a minute and a half left on the clock. All right, that was good. Cranfield again playing very aggressive.
Took a hard fall there.
Took a hard fall. All we want is the Spartans to recover fast. Okay, that puts Cranfield at the free throw. Again, Cranfield's free throw percentage is 55%.
Yeah, a fall like
this is the kind of people we want at the line.
Yeah, a fall like what she just had is scary, especially as a coach, because you hate to see a ticket loss in your roster with a player like that.
Exactly. She looked kind of winded, so hopefully she recovers well and can continue to play.
I mean, she's played a solid season this year so far, so hopefully she keeps it up.
Yep. So she made her first one, and Cranfield unfortunately misses her second one, but points are points, and she made her first one. Cranfield again, and bounces off her foot.
Yeah, kick ball.
Right, that's a substitution for Greensburg, 30 for 42.
Yeah, Evans played well this game. You see her coming in, getting a little bit of a breather, coming right back in. So, being her, you got to imagine that she's looking forward to scoring.
Exactly. I feel like all of Greensburg is looking forward to scoring. Again, Spartans are slowly learning, keeping their defense tight.
We played a well quarter so far. They had 48. That was 48 to 10, and now it's 59 to 17. So
yep, exactly. We have 50 seconds on the clock. Let's hope the Spartans can close the gap just a little bit for the fourth quarter. There's a travel on Sarah Rubel. Looks like she stuttered her steps there, unfortunately.
Yeah, we've allowed 11 points so far this quarter with Greensburg. So I mean, you hope to see that keep up in the fourth.
Excuse me. Greensburg is in possession of the ball.
There's 14 with the ball. I mean, we mentioned how she's a sniper from the three-point.
Exactly.
So.
40. Okay.
That's rare to see 40 miss that shot. We saw her making the first three of this quarter.
Yep. Okay, Sarah needs to be aware. Passes out to Schneider. Schneider passes to Dunaway and over to Young. Out to Rubel. Back to Dunaway. Over to Young. And Young shoots it. Oh, unfortunately misses. All right. And there's Greensburg again in the 50. Misses. 14 attempted to rebound, but missed.
You can see Greensburg there is getting a little frustrated.
That's the third quarter.
When the ball entered under the basket, they're getting a little frustrated, believing that should be a call from the refs. Reed Health Sports Medicine provides athletic trainers to the Connersville Spartans through the support of Reed Foundation. Athletic trainers are normally present at most practices and sporting events. They can respond to an injury within seconds, determine the immediate needs of the athlete, and either begin treatment or initiate emergency management within the first 3 minutes. If your athlete is rehabbing from a sports injury, Reed Health offers outpatient physical therapy at 1941 Virginia Avenue in Connersville, Indiana.
All right. Again, the score for the Lady Pirates is leading the game with 59 points in total, and the Lady Spartans at 17 points.
Team averages this season for Spartans have been 25.5 points per game. We see so far.
So we're pushing it.
They're below that right now, but they can get it. And they have a 26% field goal percentage, so that's below the half mark. So hopefully we see. I mean, that's a very low
but
percentage.
Again, it's still a young season,
yeah.
So they've got time to improve. So we hope for improvement, right?
But I mean, rebounds has been great. 22 rebounds per game. So I mean, you love to see that.
You do love to see that. All right, that puts Greensburg as we come into our fourth quarter. 8 minutes on the clock, and Greensburg's in possession.
And not to mention steals as well as 7.5. That's incredible for our team, especially a young team like this.
All right, over to 20, back to 24, and over to 14. Again, they need to make sure that they're applying their defense to 20 and 14 because they're snipers, and when it comes to being outside to the three-pointer.
Yeah, we talked about earlier how the three-point has revolutionized the game of basketball, and you can see where that influences Greensburg. So
Beckner's in possession, passes to Dunaway. Dunaway struggling with 20 on him. Passes to Bottomley. Bottomley drives.
that was a great screen
Passes
from
over
Dunaway.
to Cranfield. Cranfield pushes and makes a layup. That's great. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. Well executed. They knew what they wanted and they took it.
Cranfield's playing her position perfectly, taking to the teeth of the D, laying it in. Hopefully she converts.
That also was a foul on Greensburg, putting Cranfield back at the free throws line. Again, Cranfield has a 55% free throw average. Unfortunately, misses that one, putting Greensburg in possession.
Yeah, off an and one like Cranfield had.
Oh. Okay.
You'd love to see her convert off of that.
Exactly. That was definitely a chance we don't want to take again. They left 14 open, and we don't want to see that. That was a good rebound by Elise. Elise Dunaway passes to Beckner. Beckner passes to Cranfield. Cranfield unfortunately misses. Greensburg recovers the ball. All right, number 20 of Greensburg.
Yeah,
out to 14. Morrison into 30. Evans. Evans right there goes for layup. Unfortunately, Evans misses.
Yeah, in the first minute and 30 so far, we've outscored Greensburg 2-0. So
all right, that's another foul on the Spartans against Evans. Evans been to the free throw, I believe, 3 times now in this game. Evans misses her first free throw, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of frustration there with her kicking her foot up.
That's a substitution for Greensburg. 32 subs in for 50.
As a player at the free throw line, you'd hate to miss a free throw, especially in times like these.
Exactly. Uh, 32 rebounds it, unfortunately misses. It looks like there's a tumble, but there's good sportsmanship. A Spartan helps the Pirates up. That's what we want to see. As the Lady Pirates lead by 40 points. Dunaway takes the ball across the court. Passes to Bottomley. Bottomley stumbles. Recovers the ball and passes out to Beckner.
Yeah, Beckner's still leading all scores for the Spartans.
Beckner passes to Elise. Elise to Dunaway. Dunaway to Bottomley. Bottomley drives in. Passes out to Beckner. Beckner drives, and it's a travel on Beckner. All right, that puts Greensburg in possession of the ball.
5:48 left on the clock. You can tell it's going to be a runaway here for Greensburg. It's just a matter of if they can finish strong, like how we've talked about for the Spartans. So,
all right. Looks like the Spartans go in possession of the ball. Bottomley throwing in to Dunaway.
yeah, we've seen this game.
Greensburg had 2 substitutions. Excuse me, go ahead.
Dunaway, she takes it straight to the teeth of the D. I mean, you see, that's why she's a ball handler. She knows how to get in there.
Exactly.
But
Dunaway, okay, 42 again.
Yeah, she's an aggressive player, but it's just we've got to convert off those shots on the inside.
Greensburg 42. They're using her height to her advantage to swat the ball out of bounds. That's a timeout. All right. George Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connorsville location at 330 East 5th Street. George is proud to offer friendly hometown service and the convenience of free delivery. Our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. Also, George Floral and Gifts has that special something for any birthdays, weddings, and bereavements, or to brighten someone's day. George's, we are here for you at 765-825-6251. Again, as we enter our 4th quarter, we only have 5.5 minutes on the clock. The Lady Pirates lead by 40 points still, making the score 59-19.
Yeah, coming into the half, they're 48-10, And so far they've only scored 11 points, which is great defensive effort for the Spartans in the second half. We just wish you could have seen it earlier.
Exactly.
So be playing a school like this that's ranked 15 in the conference. It's just good to be able to see this, and they would have kept this up in the first half. It would just been
Exactly. Like we said, it's a learning experience. Stuff that you want to see. You can learn a lot from a loss.
Yeah, you could tell they definitely learned a lot from that first half as well. The coach probably
the Spartans are in possession of ball. Dunaway throwing in, and it gets wadded out by number 20, Greensburg. So that puts the Spartans back in possession.
Yeah, a lot of experience in this game for them. You can tell they learned that from the first half, like how we mentioned. And
Okay, Beckner's right there.
They play a lot better also on the ball handling side. They haven't had as many
Bottom
turnovers.
lead to Dunaway. Dunaway to Beckner. Oh, Beckner to Cranfield. Cranfield does to try to save the ball. That's the kind of effort we want to see all the time.
That's just aggressiveness. That's what you love to see as a coach as well. Coaches preach no matter what, aggressiveness. So
Greensburg's in possession of the ball. Looks like Connorsville is looking for a sub. Cheyenne Young is subbing in for Miranda Cranfield.
Yeah, she's got a good amount of minutes this game. Yeah, putting her in again for her 4th substitution this game.
Greensburg takes it across the half court. All right. 32 to 40. Back to 32. Back to 40.
Yeah, we're trapping him so far this quarter on the defensive end. It's good to see.
Here we go. Spartans are in control of the ball now. That's what we want to see. All right. We have 5 minutes left on the clock. All right, Dunaway there. Passes to Beckner. Beckner passes to Brittany, but Brittany again wasn't ready. That's the awareness we were talking about.
Well, there's the aggressiveness at the ball. Tie fights
right
before
always.
that.
Oh. Unfortunately, Cheyenne wasn't able to recover and accidentally tripped, so that puts Greensburg in possession.
Yeah, you see how Ty fought for that ball. You got to love to see aggressiveness like that. We've talked about that a lot this game. It's just a great fight. Just wish you could have converted it off the instead got the turnover. There's the turnover on Greensburg.
That's good. Beckner throws it in front of Dunaway. Dunaway recovers the ball, passes back to Beckner. Beckner passes to Dunaway. Dunaway power throws into Elise. Unfortunately, Elise couldn't recover it.
On that Connorsville fast break, they didn't convert off of it because they got trapped on the inside. But, you could see the speed from Dunaway right there, taking it straight to the rim, and then had to come back out to the arc. So
exactly. That's what we want to see. Again, we can't be leaving Greensburg. We know that they're deep throwers, so we can't be doing that. And it looks like Connorsville's going to set up for a substitution again when they get the chance. Ball's in Young. Young passes to Beckner. Beckner passes to Brittany, but 32's right there to show her speed again. Unfortunately, 32 still with the traffic was able to make that.
You could see the excitement from Greensburg right there off that and one. It was beautiful to see. Cheyenne jumps up and she takes it straight through and lays it in.
Exactly. Well, that's a foul on the Spartans, putting number 32. Number 32, Wickinson at the free throw line. There's a substitution, Cranfield and Rubel for Beckner and Elise Matney. But yeah, as we were saying, the crowd gets hyped for Greensburg, and Greensburg brought a pretty good crowd.
Wickinson in this first quarter and second quarter scored very well. Fast break, took it inside. She plays great through contact, and it's just beautiful to see. She did that off the N1.
Okay, looks like quite the aggressiveness coming from 42.
Yeah, effort is what Greensburg is bringing right now. Effort and aggressiveness. You see that off that N1. It's just beautiful play from Greensburg today. There's a reason why they're 15th in the conference, and they're showing it today.
Okay, 42 from Greensburg made her first free throw. And she makes her second one. There's the sub for Greensburg, 14 for 40. All right, Spartans are in possession. Rubel is going to carry it down the court. Looks like Connersville's going to set up for another substitution when they get the chance. Elise Matney waiting. Cheyenne Young, again, we're talking about that communication. It just doesn't look like they were ready for that pass.
Yeah,
they need to be aware. Greensburg, number 32.
Little fumble on the court right there. I mean, you can see laughter from the bench right there as well. The bench is having fun with each other. So, yeah, on Centerville's side, I mean, it's a
all right, that's a substitution. Schneider for Young and Elise Matney for Bottomley.
Yeah, but on Greensburg's side, you gotta be having fun this game. On Connersville, it's gotta be very devastating. But yeah, look at it.
But again, you gotta look at it as a learning opportunity. So we have Greensburg passing in, passes to 42, out to 50, and over to 24. Over to 14 again, leaving 14.
Yeah,
we keep on leaving 14 open, but you would think by now, 4 quarters, you'd learn.
Yeah, Connersville has 2 seniors compared to Greensburg with plenty of seniors and juniors on their varsity team. So
and we were saying we were young, Elise Matney, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're a young team, and they got to look at this as next year they're going to come out here and they learn what this game is like. They're going to come back next year and think, this is our game. We're going to have this.
Exactly.
That's the benefits of having a young team like this. You have plenty of years to learn. I mean, they have a sophomore and a freshman starting. So I
mean, so we have a young team, but as Greensburg will be recovering next year because they're made up of mostly seniors.
Yeah, they lose a lot of their youth. Actually, juniors are they have no sophomores or freshmen on there. Actually, 1 freshman, but no sophomores on the varsity team, full of juniors. And yeah, and we're full of juniors and sophomores and 1 freshman.
Greensburg's getting prepared for another substitution.
It looks like she needs a sub. I can't tell for what, though.
All right, that was a substitution. I don't know what the dispute was between the ref and 24. But still was just a throw-in by Greensburg. Greensburg passes to 50 and back to 14 and over to 24. 24 shoots and misses.
He goes out of bounds, Spartans ball.
Yep, that is the Spartans ball.
That's rare to see a 3-pointer like that bounce off the rim and go out. You rarely see that in basketball. So
usually, yeah, you can rebound it, but unfortunately Greensburg cannot. So we have the Spartans lining up. Dunaway. Dunaway passes to Matney. Matney passes to Cranfield, and Cranfield is right there when we need her. Cranfield's definitely all about positioning. She's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
and you love to see it. Alrighty. So Greensburg, we got a minute on the clock right now as we fight over the ball. It looks like the Spartans are in possession, which is nice to see Dunaway right there. Dunaway unfortunately came in too hard and missed her.
Yeah, that's rare for her to miss that. She's great on fast break and converting off those steals. I mean, watching against Centerville game, she plays well off that. So, but it's rare to see right now. Spartans, a lot of players have gone very low scoring. It's rare to see this from them. So,
all right, Cranfield's right there to receive the rebound from Greensburg's ball. Spartans are in possession. Rubel's passes to Cranfield. Cranfield bounces off her foot again. Rubel's right there to catch it right before it goes out of bounds. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, you're gonna love this.
Passes out to Schneider, and unfortunately missed Schneider. The communication was lacking, and it went out of bounds on the Spartans.
You're gonna love this aggressiveness right now for the Spartans in this 4th quarter. You see, it's got 14 seconds on the clock, and they're playing strong through that. Now 10 seconds left, and hope they still play strong.
Right. Greensburg's gonna play for the time. Passes to 24. And that's game. All right, so the final score being Lady Pirates with a point of 69, and the Lady Spartans unfortunately takes a defeat tonight with the score being 21. So that's 69 to 21. An unfortunate loss for the Lady Spartans, but
Yes.
again, they faced a great team. 15th in conference, like we were saying, 56th in state, I believe. So that makes the record for Greensburg 8-1, and the Lady Spartans are now 1-8.
Yeah, it's a mirror. It's just reflecting each other.
Exactly. Inverted seasonal score. But
Okay.
overall, again, this was a learning process for the Spartans. A young team, new coach. They'll take this loss with a grain of salt.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, they look to come back next year, like how we talked about. Young team, very young team. They look to come back next year. Hopefully, bring it straight to Greensburg. And
Again, like we said, Greensburg will be recovering next year, as the Spartans will still be with the same team. They'll all the team chemistry that they're working on right now, all of that, the Spartans can carry over to next year, unlike Greensburg. So that's something we'll look forward to seeing next year.
there's events like this game that makes our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartans for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we choose to call this place home. FCN, build stronger communities one great local event at a time. Go Connersville Spartans.
Again, that was a great game. The Lady Pirates were at 69, and the Lady Spartans were at 21.
Yeah, talking about how this game panned out overall, I mean, first half, it wasn't as much fun to watch the second half, if we're being honest.
But like we said, it's a learning curve. New team, they're very fluid. They're adaptable.
Oh, yeah.
So, go ahead.
Their communication flowed a lot better in the second half. We saw a lot of, tiny mistakes off of passing, though. So.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of turnovers. One good thing that we saw, the game actually slowed down a bit compared to the first two quarters, which is what we want to see, as both teams were learning from each other.
Yeah, you see,
learning the play style.
Yeah, in the first half, you saw, it was just fast pace, fast play. They wanted to take it straight through, and it didn't work out too well for them. And then second quarter, they played a lot better playing at that slower pace, keeping it short and simple. They played smart that second half, and it worked out well for them. They learned a lot. So
Exactly, I definitely think so. As we get the band playing a solemn song for our defeat, but again, this is a learning process. So
yeah, as the coach, what do you got to be thinking?
what I've got to think is as we go into practices next week and prep for our next game, definitely going to work on defense and definitely going to work on communication. As we've seen, there was a lot of chances that the Lady Spartans had to score, but unfortunately we're missing passes as well as footwork. We had several kickballs off of our Lady Spartans tonight. So those are the type of things that I would be correcting at practice and for our next game.
Good thing is about Spartans is you can tell there's no certain person that wants to take that is trying to take that full-on leader role. It's more of a team leadership type play.
And that's what you want to see, because there's no I in team, as we would say, correct? So it's definitely a team sport, so we like to see them work as a team. I think that the Lady Spartans will be a great team as soon as they get communication down. But like we said, young team, new, and a new coach, so they have a lot working against them. So just to perform like this is great to see.
Yeah, it's their first year with this coach. They're learning a lot from her. You can tell she's a good coach. She knows how to play him.
Exactly, and she's definitely passionate. You can see her. She wants her ladies to do well, and that's something you want to see from a coach as well.
As a coach also, you got to be focused on. Sometimes it depends on win now mode, but right now in this situation, you got to imagine it's for the future. Prepare for the future.
Because, like we said, Greensburg, difficult team, definitely a difficult team, but it's a learning experience. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but we had plenty of chances to learn from our mistakes, so that's something you want to see.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the Spartan presentation on TV3.